DAX Studio and SQL Server Management Studio (SSMS) are very different tools, even though people sometimes see them side by side while they are doing for business intelligence or analytics work. What is SQL Server Management Studio for? It is for managing and querying SQL Server databases. We consider SSMS or SQL Server Management Studio as a control center of SQL Server. The main purpose of SSMS is managing queries with SQL Server instances and databases. Write and run TSQL queries here. Administer securities, backup, jobs, access, etc. In case of DAX Studio is used for analyzing and tuning tabular model. But DAX Studio is lesser on Power BI, analysis services and tabular model. The main purpose of DAX Studio is write the DAX queries, test also analyzing query performance and inspect how the Power BI queries the model. How they work together in SSMS, prepare and optimize source data. DAX Studio optimize measures and Power BI performance. In this video, I will walk you how they work these two tools according to their performances in order to writing the queries, fetching the data for your requirement with the real-time scenario. How will you use it in your day-to-day work in office? We will show you everything here. So watch this video from the beginning till end so that you can understand how to write a SQL query in SSMS and how to write the DAX queries in DAX Studio. DAX Studio is based on the Power BI, or it can also work in Power Pivot in Excel. Also, it works over the analysis services of SQL Server. We will show you the different examples of query, how do we write in these tools separately, and what will be the result we get in return. So stay tuned. When we open the SSMS, meaning SQL Server Management Studio, it will show you a pop-up like this which require your authentications or the connections of the datasets. In the same way, when we open the DAX Studio, has the same pop-up require your authentications or the connections with your dataset. That means at this stage both Studio, or you can say the SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio and the DAX Studio follow the same pattern. They both require your authentications or the connections with the dataset. Now, when we when we click OK, because I have my local server with the SQL Server connected, so just go to connect it. Once we connect it, it will open the page where we gonna see what are their components are here. Now we can see the database in the left side. Under the database, in any database, we have a tables. Just click this one, expand the table, and you will have the multiple table here. Now we have only implied table in this database, but when you click this data set and then click the table, we have a multiple tables line here. You can see these are the tables. And when we go for the programmability section, here we have the store procedure which is already been created. Now you can see the store procedure. And when we click the new query option, we have a window open where we gonna write your SQL query, transact SQL query, TSQL. And once you write the query here, you will get the answer at the bottom side. Let's see. Select top 10 from the table name, and my table name is, let's see what is my table. My table name is human resources and employee. And now let's select the data set here like this. And now when we run it by executing this option, we will get answer at the bottom side. In the same way, when we go here, we will see here the connections of the data set or your authentication. But you can see here tabular server. That means it required the server name to be put it here. But we don't have a tabular server on my local machine. Now, the first is the Power BI or SSDT model. Power BI file, if I open, then it will connect it automatically. No need to give a file name or Power BI model name here. And third is Power BI Power Pivot model, which is an Excel file. But in my case, we don't have any Excel file and tabular server here. I just need a Power BI model. But this time it requires, and it automatically get connected when I open up Power BI with the loaded of any model. So let's go to open a Power BI. Now I'm going to open a Power BI desktop. Now I have opened my Power BI and now go to connect with my Adventures Work dataset, which I have already connected in SQL Server Adventures Work dataset. You can check it here. I have connected with the dataset Adventures Work. In the same dataset, I gonna connected here in Power BI. So let's get Power BI to connect with that Adventures Work dataset first, so that I go to DAX Studio to get if that model get automatically connected or not. So first let's connect it. Here it is showing the dataset which you are going to connect is going to be loaded into your Power BI desktop model. It will take a few minutes. Now we have connected with Adventures Work dataset. And now you can see in the right side under the data section we have a table name, which is a dataset Adventures Work tables are here. And once you click this drop down, you will see in every table we have this column. These are the columns under every table. And now I'm going to, because I have connected my Power BI desktop with Adventure Work dataset, and we have the same table here, and now I'm go to DAX Studio. Now you can see Adventures Work DW2020 is already here. Automatically DAX Studio will pick up from the Power BI data model. And now you have to select this one. And now you can see the Adventures Work DW2020 is the data set which I have connected my Power BI desktop, and the same way automatically DAX Studio will get connected with the same data set. And now I'm going to connect with it. The moment you get connected with it, you can see in the left side we have a data tables, meaning of the Adventures Work data set we have so many tables. In the same way what we have in Power BI is these so many tables, and in DAX Studio we have so many tables. In the left side we have the tables and stored procedure in SQL Server. In the same way, we have in the left side the tables and we have also a functions. What are the DAX functions are? You can go and play with it, and we have GMB is the same as what we have stored procedure in SQL. Now I'm going to start writing queries in these two platforms. Here, this is a SQL Server Management Studio. If you gonna write any query, simple query or a complex query, but in order to have a result of this, you have first write select, because select meaning display your result. In the same way, in DAX Studio, we gonna write evaluate. So going to write evaluate here, and my metadata, that means the data set we have connected, we have so many tables here. So going to write here evaluate, that means the same way what we have select in SQL Server, and giving the table name. My table name is so many. So this time I am going to use a customer table. Now let's select this and run this. This is your run button. Now click this one. Now you have answer at the bottom side. In the same way, what we have query written here at the top level, top of the screen, and we have result at the bottom of the screen. In the same way, in DAX Studio, we write at the top level of DAX query and we have a result at the bottom of the screen. Not only this, just going to write because like this, because these are 18,000 around the records here. Now what I want using the DAX query, I want only the top 10 customers to be displayed here. So I have just going to zoom it so that this could be visible to you and you can see it clearly. Now I am going to select only top 10. So top 10, I am going to have a closing bracket. Now run it. Now we have only top 10 customers. You can see we have 10 rows here in the bottom side. In the same way, now I am going to select the customer only for the city is Concord. There are multiple cities. You can see if I go to write only the customer data and then run it, you can see the multiple city here. Here is showing Concord, again Dell City, Marysville, Bellingham. So each customer has their own city which they belong to. Now I have to select only the customer which lives in Concord city. So going to have a filter. Filter is the DAX functions. In customer, we are going to use customer city as Concord. Now close it, and this is the format query. Means this option will let you format your query what you have written in the upper of the screen in a way so that everyone can understand that what this query means. So let's first format it. Now your query has been formatted and now run it. Now you can see we have only those customers which have city Concord and they are 212 rows. That means 212 rows are records are the customer living in Concord city. Now what I want in that query, this is most of the people know how to write SQL query in SSMS, but The same, most of the people do not know how to write DAX query in DAX Studio because I think they sometimes use our, don't think they use this DAX Studio. But DAX Studio is very important because this makes your additional skills in you. If you are going for an interview and you deal with the interviewer that you know M language which is used in Power BI and Power Pivot in Excel in the same way, if you know the DAX Studio, how to fetch the data and show you senior in a second, I will guarantee you, you will be the one person gets selected immediately. Now this is also useful. Suppose your senior asks that I want to show the product wise how much sales are. So these type of steps you can perform here and just make a copy of it like this and paste it into an Excel sheet or anywhere and show. Now what I want, my next query is want to show you not only Concord, I want the every customer which lives in a city and city name should start with a single word C or R or any. So just I am going to show you this. So in customer city I am going to put a function left in which we have only C. That means filter customer table where city customer city name is start with C. Now let's run it. Now we have only the Concord city customer and we have 1768 records. And now this is the total record I am going to find, but now I am going to find only one column, but with the distinct value. If I go to write, first you have to write evaluate, otherwise you will not get any answer at the bottom of the screen. So evaluate, I am going to find the customer CT. If I go to run this, will not show any answer. It shows only the log, what is the result, what is the history, these are the option it shows. But when you going to use a value, that means what we have distinct in SQL Server. Now, now run it, we have all the distinct city in one column and we have 270 records. This is not the way only to write query. You can perform here your measures, your variables, so that you can show your senior with as they require it. As you know that in Power BI you create a new measures, that means you are going to create some calculation based on your graph can be plotted and you can create a dashboard for that. In the same way, we can have here measures also. We can create a variable also so that we can perform some calculation based on the categorical field. Now, in DAX Studio, we are going to create a measure. Measure, that means you are going to create a calculation. For this, in DAX Studio, you have to define first. What to define? Measures to define. So in order to create a measure for the total sales amount, you have to give a table name sales. That means the sales amount coming from the table. So you have to give the actual table name. Then give a square bracket under which you put your name as per your choice, like total sales. But first should be your actual table name, and this will be of your choice. And now, how to find the total sales? You need a formula. We have in sales tables, we have sales amount. That's it. Now let's define this first. Now let's delete this first, and now we have defined this here, and now I'm going to show what are the total sales amount is. So I'm going to evaluate, and my total sales should be this, and going to delete one additional here, and now I'm going to close with here because it always returns a table. A similar value or a scalar value can't be written here. So I'm going to use a table constructor which is a curly bracket either side of the total sales amount. Now let's format it first. Now let's run it. We have some error. How do we have error? So just use this one because sales amount is already there. So no need to have a table name. Now let's run this. What we have defined measures. This is fine. Sales, total sales, and we have sum of sum of sales amount. Now let's format it first and then run it. Now we have a sales amount here because I have not given a sum there, because sum is a function which gonna sum up all the numbers in sales table sales amount column. So this way we have this much of total sales. Now if I want to format it as a dollar, you have to use here the another format function in which we want to have format like this here. And now let's select whole query which you have written, because this query evaluated based on what you have defined a measure. That's why you are going to select these both and then run it. Now you have with the dollar sign. Now not only dollar sign, you can have some categorical field also here. So just going to delete this one, and now I'm going to write some categorical field. So here summarize column, and now the function showing group by column, and now I'm going to in product brand here showing the product, right again product category, and again write the product class. Here two categorical field I have added for the summarizations of value, and now what we have this value which is a total sales. Here just going copy and paste, but what will be the column name? My column name would be the total sales like this, and give a comma and then close it. Now let's select both and format it first. Now you can see earlier we have in one line all this query, but once we click the option format query, we have in a way query has arranged in a way so that everyone can understand that what does this mean. Meaning, please show me the column summarizations of product category and product class and what are their sales based on this categorical field. And this is the query close section. Now let's run this. Now let's we have categorical field here, category, and we have class, and we have total sales here. What I want the sales value should be in descending order. So you have to just write here order by this total sales in descending order. So just select whole query and then like this. Now what we have another example for that. Not only you can create a one measure, you can create a multiple measure. For that you can also write again create a measure. You have to define a one time and then create a measure of multiple times. Now this time I am going to create cells, double cells. That means whatever sales value we have from this measure, I am going to create a double sales going to multiply by 2. That means I just make it double. And again, you go to write here double cells, and we have to write here these double cells here. Now close it. Just delete this one or you can keep it, but now I'm going to first format it so that looks good, and then because this is the format part, so just go to just delete the format part first. Let's see, cells multiplied by 2 and we don't have any format, so just put this one, and we have total sales. Now let's run it. We have some. I'll create another measure for the quantity. Let's show it sales total orders equal sum of sales order quantity. I don't know how to return a column name of order quantity. Let's first uh, write replace it, then we will check. Let's run. If error comes, then we will check what is the actual the column name. So let's first check what is the actual column name is. So go to evaluate, uh, cells. Now let's run query. not showing like this, so I'm going to use here first cells. You don't have any like this, so going to create the same thing, cells, double cells amount. Here going to use sum of cells, cells amount. What I have written here, the same thing I have written here. Double cells equal, I just copy it and paste it here like this. And now this go to delete here, and we don't have any, that's why we showing error, because we have double closing bracket. Now let's format it first and now run the query. Now we are facing error because of the double closing bracket available there, and I haven't cared it that there is additional closing bracket. That's why we are receiving error. But the way I treated here, the same thing it was earlier. But due to availability of double closing bracket, we facing error. Now we have like this. If you want to the format the same thing, you have to use the same format here. If you want to have the same thing, so just go to right here, formats, double cells. So I'm going to use first the double cells. Sorry, it is only the single cell. Now going to use a 2 for the multiplication, and now we have double cells here. Now I'm going to use a format, same thing. So I'm going to use format, and now what format I want to have the same format, so just make a copy and paste it here. Now, now let's run this one. Now we have both columns in dollar format. This is the way you can create a measure. You can create a multiple measure. Now, what I want only 3 columns to be selected from a table. So, going to evaluate selected columns is showing the table name first. I am going to give a table name is a product. And in product, which column you want? I want category, and also in product table I want color, and in product table I want list price. That's it. Only I want 1, 2, 3 column to be selected and give evaluate. Otherwise, you will not get any answer, because evaluate works as same what we have select in SQL query. Now let's select the line which you want to be executed and format it. It will show in a way it looks pretty good. Now it is very easy, that show me only those columns in product table, category, color and list price. This is what a format option is here. So before going, you have written a directory here, and before executions you go to just click the option format query, and you will have your query arranged in a way so that looks good. And now select this one and run this one. You have only 3 columns. This is the measure which I have created, but I want to show you how to create a variable. Now let's create a variable. So in order to create a measure, you have to go for a defined measure, but in case of variable, you don't go to write a defined. You have to use evaluate variable. Evaluate the variable. Now variable is var is a short form of variable, variable. So variable I'm going to use total order. Total order. And total order is sum of sales order quantity. This makes the total order. And now I want to have a result of this total orders. Here you have to give here a return because you have created a variable. Variable always comes as a result when you write return. That means I have created this one, please return me total order. But total order is a scalar value, so you have to write here a table constructor, that means your curly bracket. And now these two selected, not the above query selected, because above query are different from this query. These two are different query. Now they selected and then run it. Now you have the total order value here, like this. This curly bracket indicates the table construction which is available with the latest version of DAX Studio, but in the previous version of or the older version of DAX Studio, table construction will not work. At that time, we have an option of row. For the table construction, option of row and giving the total order as a name, and then we have total order. And now you don't have table construction for the older version, and now I'm going to run with the older version command. Now let's run it. We have the answer. So in older version of DAX Studio, you have to use row like this. In the newer version, you have table construction to be used, curly bracket either side of your calculations or measures, or the value you want to be summed up, or any aggregation you want to your value to be up. So these are the way you gonna uh, write your query. This is the way. Now what I want, if I run this query as well as the above query, so without selecting anything, just run it. Now you have run three queries. Now I'm going to show you how are these three queries. This is your first query because define is based on this one. Is evaluate is the second query, and the third is this, and then gonna return three query. And you have result all these three query which you have written there in a separate page. Now this is your first query. Now this is your second query result, and now this is your third query result. So this way you have this type of answer. Now what I want, if your senior asks that please give me subcategory by total sales. Show me what are the total sales of my subcategories. So you have to write here subcategories. So just my total sales is, I have already find out here. So just go to delete this one and evaluate summarize column, and subcategory wise. So you have to use here product subcategories. Let's see, we have subcategory. Yes, we have subcategories here, and don't want to use a class. Just delete this one, and don't want to use a double because I have deleted the double measure. Now select and format query first, and then you have to delete this comma also. Now you have to format it first, and now you have to, where is my, yes, and now run it. Now we have subcategories by subqueries, subcategories by total sales. If your signal asks like this, just select this one. All the records you select here and just Control C, copy, go Excel, open it, and here go to here and paste it. And now this one, and like this, and this is your subcategory. So you're gonna write here subcategory and total sales. Now you have your signal answers ready, and you can just send to your senior over email, and you are done. So knowing the additional things is an additional skills to you, and it also help you in a case where you gonna stuck. So if you want to be a data scientist, data engineer, or data developer, or you want to learn some BI or analytic course, then you need to learn some additional things which might be, which may be not required this time, but in future you may get help with, with that, those tools. So whenever you get time, you just learn some extra additional things which may help you in future. So this is the way of you gonna write here in DAX Studio. And DAX Studio is based on Power BI model which you have connected with the same model you have automatically connected in the DAX Studio. Now let's come with some SQL query. You have written a SQL query like that. That means we are going to select only top 10 customers, top 10 records of this table. Now if you want to have some table, only the marital status is in, that means married. Only if you want to have only the married record, so you have to select star from this one, where is the condition, like what we have filtered in DAX Studio, where your marital status, so marital status equal n. This marital status is equal n. I think it should be a single quote. And now select this one and execute here. Now you have all the marital status in record, and it is all about 146 of records. So in order to have a filter, you need to write here where in SQL, in SSMS. But in order to write a DAX query, you need to use a filter function. And if you want to know more filter functions, You have a functions list here. You can go drop down by check what are these functions all about and play with it with some calculation. Might be one time, two times, three times you got a wrong result, but finally you will get the final correct result and you will feel confident and trying to grasp more and more function in yourself. So now I'm going to use a parameter in DAX Studio which replace your value dynamically. Now let's delete everything what I have written here. Now evaluate, because evaluate will show your result. So evaluate, I'm going to filter product table. In product table, I want color should be red. What I did, I have written a query that means in product table only product should be red got filter. That means please show all the records in product table which have only red color. So just go to run it. We have only red color product here. Now you can see where is my color here. Color. Only we have red color and we have only 63 records. Now if I want to have a blue, then you have to go to the again we have blue, we have 28 of records. But what I don't want to write hard code every time blue, black, gray like this. I want to have a parameter here. So you need to write here for the parameter at the rate color. That's it. I just put a query at the red color for the condition. And when you gonna run this query, it will show a window where you gonna write your color of your choice. I want to have a gray color, just and okay. Now you have gray color record and this is a single record. Again you run this one. If you want to have a black color, now okay. Now you have all the black color record which is 129 of record. Now if you want to have again, I want to have green color, then you gonna write here green and now there is no record associated with the green color. Now you want to have a red, now you can have a red color which is 63 of record. So DAX Studio is very helpful, but you need to pay attention to how to use it. Ask your question yourself. In what way you want to show your data? Try to turn your DAX query in a way so that you got your result. So that's all for this video. Now you have seen how to write DAX query in DAX Studio and in what ways DAX Studio will help you to fetch your data as per your requirement so that you can fulfill the choice of your seniors. In the same way, I have shown you some queries you're gonna write in SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio, and how they are different. So I'm gonna show you some comparison with the details. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and share this video whomsoever you know or around your friend circle and be updated with my channel and stay up with the next upcoming video. Bye bye.